In today's gospel, Jesus commands us to love one another, and he calls this commandment new. So, I give you a new commandment, he says, love one another. Well, why does he call it new? People have been loving each other since the very beginning. Sometimes more so, sometimes less so, but loving one another is something that is at least necessary for the functioning of a basic society or a group. You know, it's something we teach our kids in kindergarten, love one another, or some version of the golden rule. So why does Jesus call this law or this commandment new? Well, the reason he calls it new is because he wants us to love one another, not with our own hearts, which are weak and often fail, but he wants us to love one another with his heart, with the heart of Jesus. In other words, to allow Jesus to do a sort of heart transplant, replacing our own weak, frail hearts and replacing them with his. You know, it can often be discouraging to realize that you're not capable of loving the people in your life. You're not capable of loving the people in your life, at least in the way that you want to. It's, you know, to wake up one day and suddenly realize, you know what, I'm not as good as I thought when it comes to loving my spouse or my kids or whatever. And if we're honest, we all have days like that. You know, maybe on your wedding day, you might think you're capable of loving your spouse till the day they die. That's on your wedding day. But after 20, 30, 40 years of marriage, you know, it kind of gets tough. But it's precisely during those times where we are invited to make a conscious decision to love the people in our lives, not with our own hearts, but with the heart of Jesus. To say, Lord, you know I'm too weak to love the people that you've put into my life. So I give you permission to love them through me, despite how I feel. In other words, to do sort of a heart transplant so that it's Christ's heart and not your own puny one that's the source of love for the people around you. This is what Christ means when he says, I give you a new commandment. Love one another as I have loved you. So if you're finding it difficult to love or to care for someone in your life, first of all, there's no shame in admitting it. Okay, we're weak human beings. Scripture is clear on that. But secondly, make the conscious decision, maybe today, if you're having trouble loving someone, make the conscious decision today to allow the Lord to do a heart transplant for you, allowing his sacred heart to love through you.